And welcome back. We're discussing the legal jihad and the fight against it with David Yerushalmi and Robert Muise. David, you know, before the break, we were talking about this case in Dearborn. To me, that is a situation where Islamic Sharia law is being enforced in so many ways in the United States of America. Now, when we talk about Sharia law, I've done special episodes here with General Jerry Boykin, Frank Gaffney about the Sharia threat in America. The left responds with laughter, and they say there is no Sharia threat. Could you kind of just shoot some holes in that argument real quick and tell us how, yes, Islamic Sharia is slowly creeping, encroaching in American society?
We all know about kinetic jihad, the war of the jihadists abroad or those in the homegrown terror cells here that have tried to commit acts of terror. But there is, as Rob pointed out, civilizational jihad, and that's their term. That's not ours. That's the term of the Muslim Brotherhood. The first aspect of civilizational jihad, of the implication of Sharia in daily life, is to get our institutions, our government, our mayors, our police chiefs, to enforce blasphemy laws of Sharia. Sharia says you can't insult Islam, Muhammad, or Sharia, or the Ummah, the Muslim people as a group. American free speech says you have the right to speak as long as you're not calling for some violent act and there's no likelihood that violence is going to occur. If you're simply out there engaging, you're speaking for Christianity, Judaism, against it, you have that right. That's a fundamental principle. The first aspect of civilizational jihad is to shut us up. They don't get shut up because anyone who speaks out publicly, our clients, the Pamela Gellers, the Christian evangelicals in Dearborn, anyone who speaks out is immediately labeled an Islamophobe and threatened with a lawsuit, or in fact threatened, as our client Pamela Geller was.
And we're going to talk about Pam in a second, some of her cases. Who are these groups, David? And we've talked about them here on the show, but just a refresher course: the Council on American Islamic Relations, the Islamic Society of North America. These are Muslim Brotherhood front groups, and guys, it's not just us saying this. We know it from their own documents that label these groups. And our FBI, our own FBI, the U.S. government, has these documents in their possession. Yet these groups continue to have an open door at the highest levels of the U.S. government. And as you said, they're shutting down any honest conversation about Islam or Islamic jihad.
We have, the American Freedom Law Center has now 2 lawsuits involving CAIR. And what we can tell you is the Council on American Islamic Relations and all the other alphabet soup of Muslim Brotherhood organizations are not just Muslim Brotherhood. They're intimately connected with Hamas. They are the social or civilizational arm of that jihad. Every move they take, every aspect of their behavior is purposeful in that it tries to shut down any effort to protect national security and to protect against jihad. You had it with Jerry Boykin, preventing him to speak at West Point. Across the board, it's always the same. These groups have been identified by the U.S. government based upon their by the U.S. government as Hamas, Muslim Brotherhood affiliated organizations.
Yet, and that's a great point, David and Robert, yet when you try to, there were cases, a case you guys have now at the American Freedom Law Center, there was a bus ad, Pamela Geller's group, Stop Islamization of America, attempted to put some bus ads up, and all of these Islamist pressure groups, you know, anti-jihad, anti-Sharia bus ads on a city bus, and these Islamist front groups rose up in fury and got those ads removed. Tell us a little bit about that case.
Yeah, there's been several cases. In fact, we've been successful, though, in quite a few of them. We tend to be successful in all of them because we hope and we intend to have the First Amendment trumping and being the supreme law in the land and not Sharia. I mean, that's our whole, principal goal. One of the bus ad cases was in Detroit, Michigan. She wanted to run a bus ad that said "Leaving Islam," and it was all for people who were leaving Islam. They needed some refuge, some place to go.
For ex-Muslims who live under the threat of death,
exactly,
in accordance with Sharia. But go ahead.
And the Detroit Bus Transit Authority had denied the advertisement, even though they allowed the advertisements for this atheist organization.
Right.
We filed a motion for a preliminary injunction, trying to get it enjoined their restriction, meaning to allow the ad to go up, and the judge ruled in our favor. But the ad still hasn't gone up. They refuse to put it up, and they've appealed it to the Sixth Circuit. In fact, I'm going to be arguing that case here on April 13th. I believe that one is, or April 13th, I believe that one is set up for.
That's going to be a hot one.
That'll be a hot one.
You got to update us on how it goes.
And like I said, we won below, so that was in our favor. And we just sued the Metropolitan Transportation Authority in New York City because they wouldn't run her anti-jihad ad, even though they accepted an anti-Israel, pro-Palestine ad.
Of course.
That one went up without any problem.
yeah.
But all of a sudden now Pam's is labeled demeaning speech because it points out the threat of jihad.
But death to the Jews is okay. We have to leave it there, guys. We're going to commercial. Stay tuned. And welcome back. We're wrapping up here with David Yerushalmi, Robert Muise of the American Freedom Law Center. David, you guys are true watchmen on the wall for our country, for Judeo-Christian Western civilization. What can we do? How can we help?
Well, we all know, Rob and I and your audience, that the Judeo-Christian basis upon which America is founded is under attack. It's under attack every day by the left, secularist, by the Islamists. We formed a pro bono public interest law firm to provide your audience, you individuals like that who are under attack, free legal advice. Your audience can go to our website, www.americanfreedomlawcenter.org. They can donate. We have secure payment. Every bit counts. They can sign petitions. They can do what, follow our email blast and support us in every way possible.
And we only have about 10 seconds left, Robert, but what's next for you guys?
We're going to continue the fight every day. Every day I wake up, I go to battle. Every day David wakes up, he goes to battle. We're going to fight for your faith, and we're going to fight for your freedoms. And we're going to do that in a very compelling, aggressive, and efficient and competent way.
We appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. God bless you guys and your work. And until next time, hear from Stakelbeck on Terror. Take care, and God bless.